Yeah. How you guys doing, guys? You guys hear me all right? Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Yeah. Okay. I'm a little early. There's something I have to do at about like 5:30 ish on, so I can't do it a little bit later. So I decided I just do it early. I literally just. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see this. I like not no joke. Like maybe 40 minutes ago, I literally just got this. I installed it, so I'm not sure if you guys want me to stream that afterwards. So I haven't even, I just got through the tutorial. I haven't even had time to really play the damn game. So yeah, I just felt like I just need to do this a little bit earlier. Hope that doesn't bother anybody. But yeah, just so you guys know, I did get to film the like Silent Hill video. I'm gonna see if I can get it up today. If not, then it'll be sometime probably next Monday for sure. So there's that. And then I'm gonna try to come up with some other ideas for videos in the meantime. So that's really all I've been up to. But I hope you guys have been doing all right. So yeah. So feel free to start throwing your questions at me. I'm pretty caught up. And again, I still have this issue on the main screen where like the chat section is a little bit lower than it should be. So like I got to use my laptop over here in order to keep track. So yep. So go ahead. Do I prefer Super Saiyan 4 or Blue Design? I think I prefer Blue Design. I like 4, but I don't know. I do like Blue a little bit more, but I like Evolved Blue that Vegeta has. I like the darker blue, not the like baby blue. Like yeah. No, I've not seen that film. I did hear that it did do in the box office, but I'm not a big fan of pure horror films. I never have been and never really will be. There's like a few horror films and I can rewatch over and over again that still creep me out that I really enjoy. But yeah, horror movies are really something that I don't really go out of my way to see. Yeah, I've heard about Transformers One. I saw it like a little later after it came out, and I just thought it was okay. I didn't think it was anything special, but it was just like, this is okay. It's not really my style, but it's like, okay, whatever. Uh, my favorite position in the bedroom? Well, definitely when I'm on the bottom and she's on the top. Preferably reverse cowgirl style, personally. That's just me, personally. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that's my favorite position. Have you heard of Baka the Gripper? No, I have not. That name sounds familiar, but I maybe somewhere in my subconscious I may have seen something like that, but I can't really recall exactly where. And you hear about Disney giving Jon Favreau Star Wars basically doing a restart. If they do that, go right ahead. I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, Star Wars, in terms of content, has been a really bad spot for a long time. So let's see what happens. Yeah. Sonic X Generations is coming out in 10 days. Oh, I hope you have fun with that. And you prefer to be on the top? I mean, okay. I mean, it's not. I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to be like directly on top. I'm not a big fan, like, cause I'm a heavier body and she's a lighter body, so I wouldn't do that. But like, if she's like in missionary position, if that's what you mean, then okay, yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't be never like on top. That just, I don't feel comfortable doing that. It's an acid trip. Okay. Well, I've had plenty of acid trip animes before, so yeah. Oh, so you guys like the dominant positions? I mean, you know, everyone's got their preferences. Heck, no shame here. No secrets. Ask away. So you think you want to be a clone trooper or a stormtrooper? Oh, definitely clone trooper, because clone troopers can actually shoot and hit things. I was like, my friend Rachel, like, I asked her, that. I was like, do you prefer, like, I asked her that question. She's like, do you prefer stormtroopers or clone troopers? And she says, oh, I like, she says, I like clone, I like, no, she said, I like stormtroopers because they're sexy. And I said, well, stormtroopers might be sexy, but clone troopers can actually shoot straight. That's one of my best comebacks. Yeah. You mentioned you like documentaries, right? Any favorite pirate tales? Not pirate tales, but I tell you what, there's a I believe it's a 6-part pirates documentary on Netflix right now that I think if you haven't seen it, check that out. And there's also another History Channel documentary. I think it came out in 2003. It's called like True Tales of the Caribbean Pirates, something like that. Look that up. That's probably my favorite documentary I've seen on pirates. That one, it goes over Captain Morgan, it goes over Blackbeard, it goes over Mary Read and Jack Rackham. There's one more that stands out to me. I'm like, what was his name? Dang, his name's escaping me, but he was a real famous pirate. And some of these pirates are funny because all these pirates were in Assassin's Creed 4. I mean, that's what made it. That's what made it cool. So yeah. Who's my wife? I'm not married, Bob. I'm not married. Yeah. I'm not sure if that day will ever happen, but you know, I'm currently not married. You mentioned let's see. Have I watched any Karen freakouts? Yeah, I've seen a few, but I've never actually experienced any on myself. Actually, stormtroopers hit their target 70% of the time. Doesn't seem like it. If they made a Metal Gear Solid 6 and it included gay sex scenes, would I still play it? No. Not even because of the scenes, because I don't trust Konami with Metal Gear. That's why I'm not playing this Metal Gear 3 remake. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching another Metal Gear game as long as Konami owns it. I don't trust them. A Metal Gear game without Kojima or that Kojima essence isn't a real Metal Gear game. I mean, outside of maybe Rising, but that had like some involvement with Kojima. He wasn't mainly involved, but like he did have some influence. My theory is that moving forward, Konami is going to do everything it can to rip out anything Kojima-ish, and therefore it won't feel like Metal Gear. Which is why I will not be playing this Metal Gear Delta. They probably have stripped out everything that was a Kojima idea, just to stick it to him. And we still don't know exactly what happened, but like the way Konami treated him and pushed him out the door was probably the most despicable act I've seen from a gaming developer ever. Like, it's not even close. I've never seen a practice that it made no sense. Because what the hell were they doing with their other properties? They weren't doing anything with them. So, like, their explanation is like, oh, it was taking too long and it cost too much money. It's like, well, what the hell were you doing with the other franchises? You haven't made another true Silent Hill game in a long time. You didn't do anything with Castlevania after Lord of Shadows 2. I mean, what have you done with it? At least he was doing stuff. Do I have a favorite cartoon show? I think the one cartoon show that stands out to me is Rocko's Modern Life. That's probably my favorite. So Zach, so what do I like about Transformers? The one with Chris, So you mean Transformers 1? I didn't really like it all that much. I mean, it was just like, kind of like a whatever. It was like, it's trying to tell like an origin story, but like, nothing they went over I cared about. Like I don't care that Megatron and Optimus Prime were friends. That's where have you been the past 20 years? That's old news. Heck, we knew about that going all the way back to Gen 1. We knew that. Like, and that was long before I was born. So it's like, you're going over stuff we already know. Have I seen an episode of Dragon Ball Dama? No, I have not. Actually, I've not. I've not had a lot of time to get to that. I might watch some of that later today, but like I've been just kind of busy with multiple different projects right now. So, fun fact: Kojima earned the nickname Ojima, and that's where the Ojima Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Uh, you're also excited for Sonic 3. Who isn't excited for Sonic 3? I'm definitely going to see that opening day. Absolutely. It looks great. Your those are your most anticipated movie. My brother likes Gen 1 Transformers. Well, I mean, I didn't start watching Transformers till Beast Wars. And then I would say my favorite, like, telling of Transformers is probably the Armada series. When they started adding the mini cons, and that's actually connected to like one of my favorite Transformers games, which came out in 2004, which was a PlayStation 2 exclusive. They never re-released that game, and it's an incredible Transformers game that like a lot of people don't mention. Like it's probably, in my opinion, my favorite Transformers. It's probably my third favorite Transformers game behind War and Fall of Cybertron. But yeah, it's easily my third favorite. Hey, Service, how you doing, man? How you doing, man? What's my favorite Mario Kart map? I don't play enough Mario Kart to have a favorite map, so yeah, I can't really say. Do I like Hellraiser? Um, yes and no. I've only seen like the first two, and I've seen bits of three and four, and then I didn't see any of the ones that went direct to DVD, and I didn't see that rehash version that came out not too long ago. Yeah, so I mean, Pinhead's he's a cool looking villain if you can call him that, but like, I'm not the biggest Hellraiser fan. Now here we go. It's the end of the show, and you'll find your flame. Transformers Armada was fun. Damn right, Jackie Boy was fun. Damn right. Why is it whenever why is that whatever becomes public domain, it ends up becoming a horror movie? I never really noticed that. I don't know, because people are weird. Yes, we are all weird in our own unique, special little ways, my friend. Okay, wow, man, I'm really good at keeping up with pace of everybody today. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was a thing. Have I seen it? No, I've not seen it, but it was an interesting concept. I did think it was a unique concept, but no, I didn't feel the need to see it. I just like, I have an idea of of what they do in it, and it's just like, okay. Like again, I generally don't actively seek out pure horror movies or horror games, which is probably why my Silent Hill experience went so poorly. Like, here's something I didn't even realize. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have played Silent Hill, or this is something I didn't even notice, and I noticed, like, other people were talking about it, and they thought it was weird, too, and I was, like, kind of confused. Like, literally, I quit playing, like, if anyone who was in the stream, I literally quit playing that game maybe 30 minutes. 30 minutes after the stream ended. So there was, like, only another 30 minutes after that of footage that I have. And what happened was I found myself, not even kidding, like opening the map like every 30 seconds. And I actually went back and I rewatched the stream and I rewatched the extra content, and I was shocked at how much I kept opening the map and closing the map. And I saw other people talking about how many times you have to open your map. And people were doing like, oh, they had to do it like over 1,000 times. Like, are you kidding me? It's like, is that really what it was? And then I realized, here's the biggest issue. I'm going to talk about this in the video. My biggest problem with the Silent Hill game is that it looks like it's like mainly horror and like no action. And that's like so different from like the Resident Evil games. It's like, it's the type of game that you're going to spend 90% of your time hitting things with your sticks and only using your guns as a last resort, instead of reverse. Like in a Resident Evil game, you would use your guns first and only use your melee weapon as a last resort. In Silent Hill, it is the complete opposite. And with that gameplay style, it is a horrible way to do it with multiple different enemies. And that was the same problem we had in Callisto Protocol, except Callisto Protocol kind of managed it a little bit. Like, the gameplay style was actually built to work with the melee combat. So it felt a little bit better, even though it was a little bit too easy at times. So I felt like how Callisto Protocol handled melee attacks was better than how it was in Silent Hill. And that's what was so frustrating. I realized, I was going into these rooms and buildings, I literally could not see anything, so I was constantly getting hit. And because you're so limited on medical supplies, it's like you're gonna die over and over from enemies you're not gonna be able to know where they are because they blend into the background. So it's one of those games where you have to keep repeating over and over again so you anticipate where these enemies are. And that's just a frustrating game. Like, oh my god, like if the remake was this bad, I can't even imagine how frustrating the original game would have been. Like, oh my god. Like, that's why I stopped. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be the whole fucking game. I was like, oh, I can't do this. This is not happening. Netflix is doing a Dynasty Warriors series. Thoughts? I didn't know they were doing a series. I mean, didn't they do like a Dynasty Warriors movie like a number of years ago? For like they made it in Japan. Like they made it in some foreign like studio. Like I saw that. So, but I don't know if they're making like a cartoon or an anime series. I mean that might be interesting. Would you prefer Garrus or Captain Price? Oh, Garrus. No question, Garrus. Garrus is the ultimate bro character. Is not even close. Price is cool, but he's got nothing on Garrus. You watching Susie Hunter? No, Anthony. Never heard of it. For example, that one horror movie where Bambi's a Wendigo. I haven't heard of that one. I have not heard of that one. Yeah. What about Chewbacca? Is he a good brother? He's a good walking carpet, but I wouldn't say that. I'm not the Chewbacca's okay, but like, you know, I don't see him as a bro character. I'm not the biggest Wookiee fan. I mean, they're fine, but I'm just like, I wouldn't want a Wookiee companion. I don't think I need one. Good walking carpet. Yeah, I'm curious, Jackie boy. Do you know where? Nah, never mind. I don't think you'll get that reference. It's okay. Why don't you take recommendations? Recommendations on what? What would you like to recommend to me? What are you recommending? Have I heard that they're making a Steamboat Willie a serial killer? Oh, good lord. I know the idea of taking these classic childhood Disney characters and making them serial killers seems funny, but like when you do it too much, it stops becoming amusing. It's just like, okay, like, who else do you want to turn to a serial killer? Do I think a Minecraft movie is going to fail? I don't really care about the Minecraft movie because I'm not going to see it. I have never played Minecraft. I've never had any interest in Minecraft. I know little to nothing about Minecraft. So if they want to make a Minecraft movie, then they must think that there's an audience out there for it. But heck, I'm not in it. I wouldn't be surprised if SpongeBob becomes a serial killer. Oh, dude, don't give him any ideas. We got enough bad ideas in Hollywood. We don't need them to add any more. So, have I watched Young Justice? I've seen a little bit of it, but I didn't watch a lot. I saw like a few episodes, but it wasn't something I was too into. It was like, And there's some like small ideas here that are mildly amusing, but it's not really for me. Chewbacca, you keep you warm when you will keep you warm. Well, I would never want to visit Hoth. Why would I want to do that? I live in a desert, so no. Yeah, Hoth was I wouldn't want to go there. Besides, you got winter clothes. And I can just stay in the ship and keep warm there, so I would rather see a Cuphead as a demon killer, kind of like a cross between Mickey Mouse and Dante. That's an unusual crossover. Murder Bambi isn't even Bambi. It's Alistair for. I'm not familiar with that character, to be fair. What planet from Star Wars would I like to visit for vacation? Oh, Naboo. Easy. Naboo. That seems like a nice vacation spot. You know. I don't know why they call it Hoth. They should call it Codif. I don't know. Maybe there's a planet like that in the Star Wars universe somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of planets that have names that we haven't actually seen on the screen yet. So how so? How so? Cause of the idea of a covert ops team for the Justice League. They don't need They don't need someone like that. What lightsaber color would I like to have in my crystal? Probably purple, which technically it's already over there. So, yeah. I would also like to see a Winnie the Pooh movie be like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, then Friday the 13th. I'm not really vibing. I'm not really digging that idea. Alistair is a psychopath for you. Yeah. Why don't what is my least favorite superhero? Probably Wonder Woman. Probably. Yeah, no question, Wonder Woman. Recommendations on movies and games. I mean, it just depends on the movie and the game. I mean, there's some games I've been recommended that were great ideas, and there have been some movies. It's just finding time to do them. Like I don't like trust me. I mean, trust me. Even now, I still got a really busy day, and I spend like a lot of time working on all kinds of projects. So like I have very little free time anymore. Like hopefully I'll have a little bit more free time like in the next month or so. But yeah, it's just sometimes you don't have time to do extra things, so you just stick to what you know. Favorite weapon in God of War? Well, easily the Blades of Chaos. I mean, you can never go wrong with the classic weapons. Black Wolf 249. I wouldn't mind seeing a parody of Children of Corn Whiskey, where the children are actually the good guys trying to fight X. What the? That is a odd match. That is an odd video. That's a weird one. What is my first matchup for season 7? If you don't mind saying, I don't mind. I don't mind spoiling that one. That one shouldn't surprise. This one won't surprise anyone. But the very first matchup for season 7 is going to come out in January, preferably maybe the second or third week, and it is simply going to be a follow-up rematch, kind of, pitting Force Unleashed 2 Starkiller, who is different than Galen Marek from the first game, and I will be pitting him against Cal Kestis and Jedi Survivor, who is a lot stronger than he was in Fallen Order. So it's a rematch. So I just felt that was probably the perfect match because that matchup was the last matchup that I did. So I felt like if I'm going to do one last final season, we run it back to the evolved versions. And I even stated that I was excited to see what the next version of Cal Kestis was going to be. And I'd be like, you know what? If you really look at the powers and the experience and how much he grew as a character, this is going to be a really good fight to break down. And Starkiller, you have to remember, Starkiller in Force Unleashed 2 is a very different character from Galen Marek in the first game. He has a different way to use his powers. His lightsaber technique is completely different. There are some serious disadvantages that I won't mention here that actually balance this fight out a bit. Like, this is going to be a real good fight, and I already know who's probably going to end up winning, but it's breaking it down and explaining it. So, yeah, that's what's going to be the first matchup of Season 7. Do I think the Jets are a Super Bowl contender? Hell no. Hell no. Dude, I've been saying this for like the past 5 years. The Bills are gonna have a death grip on the AFC East for at least 10 years. No one beating them. No one is gonna take that title for 10 years. The Bills will win the AFC East for 10 straight years. That's what they've been doing. New England is probably 3 years away from getting good. The Dolphins quarterback can't stay healthy, and I'm sorry, the offense has just not been able to keep up. I mean, their defense has been fine, but their offense has been kind of inconsiderate, and they're too far behind to win in their division. Now, do I think that they could maybe sneak into the playoffs? Possibly, but they're probably going to get knocked out in the first round. But no, I do not see the Jets as a Super Bowl contender. And besides, you're playing in the AFC. You're going to have to go through the Chiefs, which we all know the refs are screwing everyone just so we know the Chiefs are going to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to get their three-peat. And to top it off, they're going to make sure they don't lose another game because they want a perfect season topped off of a three-peat. And the refs are screwing everybody live on TV. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't want to go on a little bit of a rant. But as much as people want to hate on the Patriots for the past 2 decades, it was never this blatant. The Patriots were never the top team. And when it came to playoff season, there were plenty of teams that even as a fan, I looked and said, yeah, we could lose. We could lose to the Steelers. We could lose to the Ravens. The Ravens were always really difficult. But you look at the Chiefs, who's going to beat the Chiefs? Realistically, we were never this dominant. You guys realize that in those 20 years, I believe the Patriots were only the first seed twice? Think about that. The Patriots were never the best team in the NFL at any point. Even the 2007 season, you look at those stats, they weren't the best team. They may have won every single game that season up until the Super Bowl, but statistically, they were never the best and most dominant team. They were just consistently winning, playing in a weak division. So I don't want to hear this crap. I mean, you want to complain about the Patriots? It is so much worse with the Chiefs. And it's so blatantly obvious what's going on. And like, no one's going to call them out on it. It was never this bad with the Patriots. I mean, come on. I'm sorry about that. Do I like beer? Not really. Favorite Jen and Resident Evil? I don't really have one. Do I have a favorite horror comedy movie? Yes, that would be Army of Darkness. Easy. That's an easy one. Favorite Blue Eyes Monster? Classic Blue Eyes White Dragon. Easy. Xbox knockoff character? I'm not really sure. Black Wolf, do you think you would like to drink a Guinness Swirl? I'm not familiar with that is, man. Have I seen Megalopolis? Hell no. No. I don't know what that movie's about, and that didn't look interesting to me. But I've heard nothing but bad things about it. Have I seen The Substance? No, Black Wolf. I've never heard of that. Favoritism? Not even once. How long can you hold your breath? Maybe a minute. Which monster woman would you like to smash? Vampire, werewolf, or demon? Here's the funny thing. You probably could have, here's the thing. A demon, do female demons have vaginas or assholes? We don't know. Can't confirm that. The thing about a werewolf is you might be safe as long as you're not around her during a full moon. I think you're okay. Vampire's a good one, like as long as you don't piss her off and you don't want to be turned. So I'm kind of stuck between a vampire and a werewolf. But a vampire, you can only really hang out with her at night. So I'm leaning more towards werewolf. Because at least I know when to stay away from her. Like as long as we're nowhere near the full moon, I have no risk of contracting the werewolf curse. So I gotta go with werewolf here. Plus she might be a freak in the bed. And there's moments where that's a good thing. Army of Darkness is fantastic. The whole Evil Dead trilogy is damn right. If Galen Merrick and Starkiller dueled, who would win? I'm going to give it to Galen Merrick simply because I think that while Starkiller may have probably all of Galen Merrick's memories, his style of combat is not as toned as Galen Merrick's. Plus, Galen Merrick has more actual experience. You have to remember, Galen Merrick was actually able to beat Vader head to head. Starkiller really wasn't. A lot of people say he did, but if you play the game and you read the comic books and you read the novel, what ended up happening was that Galen Merrick understood that when it came to his lightsaber skills, he couldn't beat Vader. And the reason that couldn't happen was because Vader, when training Starkiller, made sure to implement weaknesses that he knew he could exploit. He didn't want to do what he did with Galen, because Galen actually beat him. So he wanted to make sure that there was some tactics that Vader could use that would work. And Starkiller realized that Vader was trying to make him surrender instead of kill him. So what Starkiller did was he allowed himself to be disarmed, losing his lightsabers, which then gave him an opening to hit Vader with Force Lightning, which disabled his suit, combining it with Force Rage. That's really what happened. So Galen really only won, but he was fighting a stronger version of Vader that was holding back. While opposed to Galen Merrick, who actually beat Vader, who was at his best at the time. I mean, he would have some more growing to do, but like he actually went head to head with Vader and beat him in just about every department. And he had 10 years of training with Vader, so like Vader's usual tactic, he was used to fighting Vader probably better than anybody. So it makes sense that he could beat Vader. But yeah, Galen Merrick, yeah, I think that with Galen Merrick having the psychological problems because of the imperfect cloning process, I think Galen Merrick would probably be able to take down Starkiller. It would be a really difficult fight, but I do think Galen Merrick would get the job done. A Guinness World is a... Oh, wow, that's some hell of a drink, Black Wolf. Wow. And Devontae Adams is now with a younger elite receiver. Rodgers is your quarterback, and you have a top defense. No, not even then. No. Even then. Dude, I think they're too far. Dude, they're too far behind. Do I think they can get to the playoffs? Sure, but when you start going against the tougher teams like the Ravens and the Chiefs, and hell, even the Bills, no, I don't think they're getting past those teams. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I think they can get to the playoffs as a wild card, and then they're going to be knocked out in the first round. Trust me, that defense is not going to be a problem for some of those top teams, especially the Ravens and the Chiefs. And then, heck, if let's say you even get to the Super Bowl, heck, dude, they're not I don't think they're beating the Detroit Lions. I mean, and I don't think they're beating the 49ers. Absolutely not. I mean, yeah, do I think they're a little bit better offensively? Sure, no problem. But they're using like a replacement coach. And you look at all the mistakes. Dude, I mean, if you saw that game against the Bills recently, I mean, good God. There was so much. I mean, the refs were really just flag happy like crazy. It was nuts. It was a total embarrassment. But like, yeah, do I think they're a little bit better? Sure. But like, no, against the top teams, they're going to get knocked out in the first round, guaranteed. But no, they're not a Super Bowl contender. Absolutely not. Have I seen the anime monster? Sadly, no, I have not. Which kaiju would you ask for help? Godzilla, Rodan, probably Godzilla, probably. Do you think this will be Rodgers' last year in the NFL? I don't know. Do I see him doing what Tom Brady did and playing the 45? Unlikely, but it's possible, but I don't see why. So this is a very Joey in Yu-Gi-Oh! Effect monsters that's immune to effects, so this... Huh. I don't know. This stream is for mature viewing audiences. I wouldn't say mature. I don't think we have any kids in here. I don't think kids watch my channel, so I think it's mainly teenagers and adults, maybe. Which even teenagers, that would be a little bit weird. But all right. Is most Joker 2 singing? It's a lot of singing, and it's a lot of unnecessary singing. Like, I'm telling you, they could have taken out 40 minutes and the film wouldn't have changed. Like, there's so many songs. There's like 10 or I feel like there's like 10 or 12 songs, and like the movie would just stop and go into a song. I'm being like, why are we doing this? How do I think that Franz Reich would react if he saw Modern Wingsuit? I'm not familiar with who that is, so I can't say. Black Wolf, do you think Batman in his mech suit Justice League crossover could take on? With Batman, anything's possible. Anything with Batman is possible. Nothing's impossible for him. Can you do your evil laugh? I don't think I have one. Maybe if I'm in a good enough mood. Zach Tough, so you think Leon could have trouble with Control Jill? No. No. I think one on one, head to head, I think Leon could do it. Yeah. It'd be a difficult fight, but head to head, yeah. I think Leon could do it. What Jill does, I think Leon has dealt with a lot tougher enemies than Chris and Shevin. They were definitely holding back. So yeah, I mean, and remember, you could like, dude, you could kill Jill if you wanted to. So yeah, like, I mean, Jill's kind of like aggressive and unstable, and it's in those moments of unstableness that Leon could easily take her down. So yeah, I certainly think that Leon could take her. Making Joker 2 a musical was such a stupid idea. You're damn right. Damn right. If you have to give Joker 2 a rating, it would be a fail. It would be like a 1. It'd be like a 1. Just like easily the 1. It's like it wasn't just the movie was bad. It shouldn't have been made. And it was a movie that went out of its way to insult the people who liked the first film. Like, that's what was unique. Like, it's one thing to be Madam Web and have, like, no potential. Like, that's, like, bad. You're just making a movie around a character that no one cares about with a bad script and a bad cast. Like, there was nothing about that film that was ever going to work, no matter who was part of it. But then you have Joker 2 that actually has potential, and you use that potential to go against everything you set up in the first film and to insult your audience. It was like, it's like, I felt like, I even said this in my video, I think Todd Phillips wanted to make one movie and be done with it, but like, Warner Brothers was pushing him so hard to make a sequel, he was like, you know what, I don't want to make a sequel, but I want total control so Warner Brothers can't say anything, and I want a truckload of money, so even when the movie bombs, at least I got paid. And I think that was the mentality of like a lot of people who were part of that movie. Like, they could see this movie was going to be a disaster, but like, as long as they got paid, it didn't matter. Like, it would be like someone coming to your house and asking you to direct a big budget film, and you saying, "Well, I'm not a director. I don't know how to direct a film." He says, "It doesn't matter. We're going to give you $30 million right now." Would any of you say no? Like, honestly, if Warner Brothers came to you guys, all of you, and said, "We want to give you $30 million to direct a film even though you've never directed anything," would you say no? I wouldn't, even if I didn't know what I was doing. It's like, as long as I got paid, at least I'm getting $30 million. Can I do the robot dance? No, I cannot. I'm not Michael Jackson. Could Leon take on Wester? Yes. Leon could take on Wester. It'd be a little bit, could he beat him, or could he contend with him? Could he survive him? Yeah, I would say. But like, there's a lot of factors you got to throw him with Wester. But do I think he could survive a fight with Wester? Yes. Are Saiyans evil? I feel like Goku was good because he was raised on Earth. No, I don't think Saiyans are evil. Because if you go to the other universe Saiyans, Choppa and Kefka, they're not evil. Bardock wasn't evil. So no, I don't think Saiyans. It's just a warrior clan. Have your opinion on Silent Hill? No. If it no friendly neighborhood. If anything, my feelings have been justified as for why I was never a fan of this franchise. They were even more confirmed. It was like, oh god, this is if I'm glad I'm not a Silent Hill fan. This would never have worked for me. Oh my god, this was awful. And I recognize there's probably a lot of people who are fans like that works for them, but like Silent Hill would never work for me. Is Joker 2 a worse movie than movie 43? No. No. Movie 43 is still a lot worse. Simply because I didn't know what the hell it was. And there was, and like, and even on a story base, there's still some good things about Joker 2. There's some solid performances. There's some nice looking sets. There's some beautiful cinematography. There are good things about Joker 2, but it's really the things that matter when it comes to storytelling. The story has to come first. That is awful. And that's what I've always cared about, whether it be a movie or a game or a book. I don't care if it's got limiting graphics. I don't care if it has horrible controls. Sometimes I do. But the one thing that can get me through anything is a very, very good story. If your story is good enough, that's enough to get me through all of its flaws. No matter what media it is. So using Alex Robertson rating Steam systems like don't waste your money. Damn right, man, don't waste your money. I didn't waste my money. I didn't. I saw a pirate cut of that. And it was fine. For Madam Web, no, dude, they shouldn't have even done that. No one knows anything about Madam Web. The first and only version of Madam Web I've ever known was the version you saw in the Fox Kids Spider-Man animated series. Like, that's why I was confused. I was like, Madam Web? Like, that old woman who sat in that fourth dimension and sent Spider-Man on all those missions? How the hell do you make a movie around that character? Did Gohan get weaker after Cell died? I don't think he got weaker. He just never trained. So he wasn't as strong as he could be, and he was slightly lacking. But like, you know, he could still go to Super Saiyan 2, but like he didn't really get much stronger. He stagnated. So I wouldn't say he got weaker. You could say that it was worse off after Beerus arrived, because I mean, for Frieza to like one-shot him in Super Saiyan 2, like that says a lot. And I was like, oh my god, like dude, I've spent no time training, like I can be one-shotted in Super Saiyan 2, which was shocking to me even. I was like, what? Like, damn. Do you think Vegeta would be willing to wipe out Neo or Umbrella if he learned that they experimented on his daughters? Why wouldn't he? Daughters? He only has one. What are you talking about? He's only got one daughter. He's got two kids. He's got Trunks and Boa. So, daughters? No, he's got one. Why was Dragon Ball GT bad? I didn't think it was bad. I don't know why people hate GT. There was a lot of good in GT. I just think they didn't like the fact that they spent so much time with Goku being a kid. I think that's what it was. But like, there's a lot of really cool things that happen in GT. For me, gameplay, yeah, that is perfectly fine. I know that there are some people who want gameplay over story, but like, ever since I first played the OG Final Fantasy, I've always been a story-driven gamer. Always. If your story fails, then I'm not going to like your game. No matter how good the gameplay or the visuals is. The Fox Kids version of Madam Web was Cassandra Webb herself. I was like, that's the only version of Madam Web I'd ever known. So that's why I was confused. I mean, I know she's in the comics, but like, I think that character, like, the animated series was like the first time she showed up. So, I believe. Alright, we still got about 12 minutes. Have I tried Black Myth Wukong? Here's the thing, man. I can't play that game because it's digital only. And I don't do digital gaming. I only play games with a physical disc. That's like a big reason why I never played Alan Wake, and I had to wait a year before I can play it because Alan Wake comes out in, I believe, 6 days. Yeah, my copy of Alan Wake 2 comes out in 6 days, and it's a physical disc. So when Black Wukong becomes available for a physical disc, then I'll play it. But I'm not really a fan of this practice, how they're releasing these digital-only games, and then they're waiting like an entire year to release a physical disc. Like, that's just me. If a game has a good story but bad gameplay, I'd rather just watch the cutscenes on YouTube. You know what? I've done that too. For a lot of games. But, there's some games where it's enough to get me even with some horrible controls. So would Wesker get destroyed by an enraged Spider-Man? Yes. Yes, he would. Hey, Brian, you started really early. Yeah, Mayboom, I got something to do. I have to do it like 5:30. So I have to push everything back. I have to start everything a little bit early. Like I'm on the fence on whether or not I should even do a mystery stream. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys want to see me like barely try to learn how to play this game. Like I'm not even kidding. I literally finished like installing it like maybe 10 minutes before the stream started. So, yeah. Finish the sentence. Who let the dogs out? Who, like, rough is like who. It's like people say rough, or it's like who. Good God. God dang, I'm old. Ugh. That song was everywhere. Oof. We could try. The fact that they use a younger version of Cassandra Webb and not her go blind powers, that the whole premise didn't make any sense. The whole premise. Like, they teased these spider women, and like that's like a short scene in a vision of the future that you'll never see, and they never explain how they were supposed to get their powers. Like, they were pushing that part so hard in the trailers. Like, that's what you're gonna get. It's like that didn't happen at all. And then how does getting shot in the face with a firework cause you to go blind? Like, wouldn't that mess up your whole face? Like, you're gonna need a lot more than just some covers for your eyes. I heard Great Ape for Cheer was really hard. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. I don't even know how the gameplay is. I don't know. Like, from what I've seen, it might look similar to something like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Like, that's what I'm going into thinking it's like. It's like, oh, this kind of like set battlefield and flying around. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Who let the cats out? I don't know. I'm not much of a cat person. Turn-based or action-based? Definitely depends on the game. Like, there's some games, I think there's an advantage to both, because it's like, well, something like 16 is more action combat, like something like that in Kingdom Hearts, that's faster pace. But then you have something like Persona 5 Royal or Final Fantasy X. Those are turn-based. They both work. I really do love both versions. It's hard to pick, because it's like, you want a more faster style, or do you want to just strategize your moves? And both work very, very well depending on the game. So it's just like, yeah, like if I tried to play Final Fantasy X at a fast pace, it probably wouldn't work as much, because there's some bosses where you really want to plan out your moves step by step and prep, as opposed to action-based where you have to think more on your feet. And there's like less room to make a mistake. But yeah, I like both versions. I really do. What is the worst and most annoying song I've ever heard? Oh, God. Nothing annoyed me more than Justin Bieber's Baby. Holy hell. I cannot tell you how many times I wanted to take a pump shotgun to the head every time that song came on when it was new. Oh my God. That was annoying. Oh my Lord, that shit was everywhere. That was more annoying than listening to the Backstreet Boys in the 90s. And heck, I was forced to listen to that stuff. I don't think that I'm old. I'm just saying, wow, that was a long time ago. Oh no, I feel old. Toy Story 4 sucks. You're damn right it sucks. It sucks. And I don't acknowledge it. I don't even know what happened in it. I have no memory of what happened after the first 10 minutes. I cannot remember that film. All I knew was the first 10 minutes pissed me off so much I couldn't even focus. So I don't know why they're doing a fifth film. And you know what? I was thinking about doing like a video. Like I've done a video of like best movies with sequels. I was thinking about making in light of Joker 2, I wanted to do a video going over like some movies that should never get sequels. Like never get sequels. It's like, did Beetlejuice really need a sequel? Not really, and I don't remember too many people asking for one. Like the sequel wasn't bad, but it was like a mess. Like who the hell asked for a sequel to Gladiator? Who the hell asked for a sequel to Joker? Like who the hell asked for sequels to these films? And so I was looking back at I had like a number of films. I was like, these are great classic movies that I pray never get sequels. But there's always the fear of that happening, especially now more than ever. Have I watched Batman versus the Champions? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's okay. Turn-based is more relaxing, especially at night when the rain and it snows. Yeah, I won't argue with you there. Alright, we got like 5 more minutes, and I'm still on the fence of whether or not I should do a live stream of Dragon Ball Sparking. They mashed up Justin Bieber's Oh God. No, I'm cool. Do I like Bring Me the Horizon? That sounds familiar. Have I watched the... No, D, I've not seen that film. The fuck is going down, Brian? I'm nothing. Just enjoying a regular stream. Had to do it a little bit earlier today. What is the worst animated movie of all time, in my opinion? Animated movie? Oh, Toy Story 4. No question. Easy. Halloween Resurrection is the Toy Story 4. Isn't that the one with... Wait, is Resurrection the 4th one? Or is the one with Busta Rhymes like H2O? I think the one with Busta Rhymes is H2O. That one was funny as hell. That was funny. But is Resurrection like the 4th one? Because I haven't seen like all the Halloween films, but I've heard like the 1st one and the 4th one are the best ones. Like the only like Halloween movie that I've seen is like the Rob Zombie one and maybe the 2nd one. So there's Scarface 2. You know what? There's a fear. Maybe they do something where there's an alternate timeline where Tony Montana survives, and like you see Al Pacino, he's like an older version who survived, and it follows like a young associate of his. That might be an idea. Pay Al Pacino enough money, he might do it. Favorite live action Batman? That's like a 2-part question. It'd be like, well, Batman or Bruce Wayne? Those are 2 very different answers. I would probably... Damn, that's a tough question. I guess part of me is leaning more towards Christian Bale as Batman. But I would say Bruce Wayne, I would say Val Kilmer. I would say Val Kilmer is probably my favorite Bruce Wayne. And Batman, I will probably go with Christian Bale. But that's like a slight advantage. Mm-mm. Oh, no. No, Sausage Movie was horrifying. That scared the hell out of me. But if you're talking about movies I absolutely hate, that would be Toy Story. Do I like dancing? Yes, Gordon, I like dancing. Halloween Resurrection is the one with Busta Rhymes. It's the 8th film, but it's the 4th movie in the 2nd timeline. Oh, okay. I heard Al Pacino just had another kid at 84. Dear God. God. Yeah, wow. I'm surprised is little boys working at that age. Wow, my God. That's quite impressive. He still got some swimmers at 80. That's pretty incredible. Personal gripe with Batman versus TMNT. Batman struggles his fight against Shredder. Batman shouldn't be struggling against the Shredder in the first place. Well, they gotta make it entertaining. I mean, you can't just have Batman coming in and kicking everybody's ass. You gotta be entertaining. What would you do if you lived in the sprawl? Get the hell off before the outbreak happens. What is my favorite console like ever? PlayStation 3, no question. Do a top 10 worst movies I've ever seen. I may have done something like that. Top 5 movies that didn't need sequels. I feel like I may have done something like that. I feel like I have, but like I'll double check. But yeah, I definitely want to do a video going over like movies I pray never get sequels. Gordon Ramsay has 2 new songs. Okay. It's not really equivalent to me. Okay. Do a worst to best Batman live action actor speak. I feel like I've done that. I feel like I've done a worst to best Batmans. But I'll double check. But yeah. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock, so I gotta cut it there. And what is one movie I don't want to see a sequel to? I'll tell you one that's on my list. I'll tell you one. I don't want to see a sequel to A Bug's Life. They've done, I mean, think about it. Like, before I cut the stream, it took them, like, what, 15 years to do a sequel to The Incredibles? And now they're doing, like, all these sequels to Toy Story and all these Pixar movies. Biggest fear. They're going to make a sequel to A Bug's Life. I pray they don't. But, yeah. Alright, so that's where I'm going to cut it. And we're going to do another stream regular time next Wednesday. And I will be sure to do a live stream. It'll be a mystery stream as always. Heck, by then I think maybe Alan Wake 2 will be here. So, yeah. So, again, I want to thank you guys for being able to join me at the stream a little bit earlier than usual. You guys are awesome. And I will catch you all guys next week.